without you. This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lust and desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What is the deal with the purple duck, man?
Why not?
Why not? That's a good reason. I wanted to see a blue duck, and I never seen a blue duck, so I made the duck blue. Billy Madison. What's up? Live, back together on our normal time, first time in forever. Ryan, no, I'm not Ryan. That's Ryan. Somebody, see, it's been so long, I got it all fucked up. Ryan Inman, Rick Paulton.
He did it backwards.
What's up? What's up?
I don't ever get top credit. I don't get top billing on this show. The fuck?
I always say your name first.
Oh,
yeah, I do. But it took a year to figure out which way to point, and now I fucked it up. That way, in a year, I've been getting it right almost every week. But then you took that month off, and
last week wasn't my fault.
This is live and in living color, if you will.
Yeah,
St. John's, Michigan, Jason.
See, if Cedar Point is not open, we're alive. when Cedar Point was open, he was still live sometimes, just without me.
JP says it makes him happy, the duck.
Oh,
part of the Billy Madison thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So how you doing, man? How you doing? How things going?
I had a crazy day today. I won't get into all the details.
We won't go over that again.
Yeah. But that was quite a day. And I got a sick cat again too on my hands.
Red Crank in the house. Let's talk about this trend. Hey man, they're better than a lot of the movies, man. We've been going through the whole Halloween franchise, and we've come to find out that although the first one could be, and in Ryan's opinion, is the greatest slasher of all time, the series is not the greatest slasher series of all time, and it's not close. It is, to me, it's number 4. It's dropped the number 4 on the big 4 list for sure. It might even be behind Scream. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that in greater detail at a later time. But Texas is better, Nightmare is better, Friday is better. Friday's the best, but you know. All right.
I do not like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise better than this one.
Right on. That will be our next series to dive into then, because that's going to be interesting.
No, Nightmare on Elm Street, man, that's tough because, man, it's a...
no, Nightmare's better. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
As a series.
There's 9 movies. 3 are excellent, 3 are okay, and 3 are terrible. It's just such a weird franchise.
And of course, JP, and you're right. The consistency is why Chucky and Scream is better than Halloween as a whole. I mean, as far as the franchises go, those two keep it together the most throughout.
Yeah.
I just don't know if either one of them have A's in their series.
Child's Play 3 was pretty fucking bad. But
I love it. I can't, maybe we'll do that one next.
We'll
talk. We'll figure it out. We're gonna keep with this trend, and we're gonna.
It has one of the best horror villain quotes ever is in that movie, but man, it's so bad, and it's one I used on my personal Facebook account last week with my little co-conspirator that dressed up with me for Halloween.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I almost swore I got the wife got me a Jason/Chucky shirt. I was gonna wear that, and I was thinking of your picture. But well, I might as well just get into it because we have 3 movies to do tonight in an hour or so.
Yeah, and I want to watch a football game.
Yeah.
And it don't matter what the spread is. Baltimore's going to cover it. So.
Kevin Ellis in the house. What's up, brother? Did you get your copy of? Let's see. I got it right here. Your Trick or Treat Special Edition. 100% sold out. You can get one on eBay for almost $200 fucking dollars.
Woo!
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't necessarily cheap, but it was worth the price. It was $66.
We watched that on Sunday.
And yeah, we did. We watched the DVD versions or the Blu-ray version because Adam doesn't have a 4K TV yet. But we're working to remedy that.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
He got his, and JP says he needs that. Unfortunately, JP, if you want to get one, you're going to have to either wait for the standard release or you're going to have to spend big money on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he says you can keep it for that price. Yeah, no doubt. But no, it's cool, man. He did a really good job. There's like a half-hour documentary, it might even be longer, about the movie that Michael Felsher did, Kevin Ellis's co-host, along with the soundtrack to the movie, which is amazing if you like 80s metal. It's amazing. Fastway was so good in that. And other special features, like there's a little tribute to Tony, oh my God, his last name is blank. The guy that played Sammy Kerr.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Fields. And other special features that I haven't even gotten into yet, but it's awesome. It looks beautiful in 4K. So, yeah, if you can get your hands on one, do it. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And or just look out for the standard 4K release that's coming. So, Halloween 2018. Now, this is a direct sequel to Halloween 1978, so nothing in the middle happened. None of that shit.
Not even Halloween 2?
Not even Halloween 2. Not even Halloween 2. That it just goes from 78 to 18.
Yeah,
although it wouldn't have hurt. Oh, I know why they didn't use 2, because they didn't want him to be her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Ross says, I hate it here. Right on. Oh, and Zig got his copy of the 4K. Right on. That's good. Yeah, because he had tracking by the time I got mine.
Because they do eliminate references to that. That's right. But I'm just so used to that as the canon that I don't even think about it.
Right on. Back to Trick or Treat for just a second. I watched Death Crew Society so much that when he takes the stage to play I want to hear Manic Monday. I don't know. It just doesn't even fit right anymore. The real version of the movie. All right. Zach says he's going to come on sometime so we can talk actual good movies. Right on, brother. We can arrange that. So we're going to run down the cast real quick. You got Jamie Lee Curtis. Returning as Laurie. We have Judy Greer as Karen, Laurie's daughter, who was Maggie Lang in Ant-Man, and she was also in Jurassic World. Andy Matachek. She is the granddaughter whose name I didn't write down. What was her name? Allison. Zig says, who let the dogs out? Nick Castle makes an appearance as the Shape, breaking John Dugan, friend of show's record for longest time in between playing a character with Grandpa in the 2003 Texas Chainsaw 3D. James Jude Courtney is the Shape for most of the movie. They just wanted to have Nick Castle do a cameo. Some weird foreign name from a foreign guy here. We got Halleck Bilgner, Dr. Sartain, the wannabe Loomis.
Yeah.
I knew you'd want to say something about that guy. That guy, his scene in the movie where in the cop car and right before the cop car and stabbing Will Patton, who we're going to talk about next. That was all very like. There's so many tributes in these movies to old Halloween movies, all of them. That all seemed like a tribute to Rob Zombie's Halloween. It was so bonkers and just stupid. Fuck that fake Loomis. Absolutely.
Yeah, that
Sartain, yep.
That put on voice too. He has like a put on voice that like
Yeah, no, I did not like him at all.
Here's my sophisticated accent that I bought off Wish.
Well, he is from Turkey.
But he still was. He put an affect on it, though. It wasn't his normal speaking voice. He was, yeah.
Well, again, screw that guy anyway. Will Patton, who was Hawkins, he was, of course, in Armageddon and Remember the Titans. Great actor.
Million things.
As we were talking beforehand, Chris Nelson, who did the effects and was Officer Francis, Pittsburgh guy that's great in special effects, man. It just happens from, all those guys from the Tom Savini school and, George Romero. But he won an Oscar not for this, but for Suicide Squad, the bad one.
Yeah.
The bad one. And he does a podcast called Thing with Two Heads with Sean Clark, and it's amazing. And Sean Clark is like the expert on Halloween, everything. It's great. PJ Souls makes an appearance as the teacher. And that is the cast for Halloween 2018.
Love PJ Souls.
Of course, there's like 15 other people, but none of them even matter. Just fodder. I don't know. We need to talk about any of them, really. So this movie got a 6.5 on IMDb. It $10 million budget. It made $260 million. Lots and lots of money. And this is actually, this one was before COVID, right? Yeah, this was before COVID. It's the other two that we're battling COVID. PJ is a sweetheart. Yeah, no, PJ is amazing.
Well, a lot of Kills was already in production and written and everything by the time COVID. It's really only Ends that it was fully affected by it.
Right, but I'm saying as far as the release.
Yeah, this is the only one that came out before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it made so much money, because it did hit theaters in full release with restrictions. And this was the first horror film in a long time to make that kind of profit percentage.
Right. I mean, besides Marvel movies, nothing was making 250 million plus. Yeah. And it's the highest growing Halloween movie of all time.
Well, that and Marvel movies also cost a lot more than $10 million to make.
Right. Yeah, percentage wise, yeah, absolutely. They cost $400 million, and you make $1 billion.
Now, on my rewatch of this the other day, I noticed something I completely forgot about.
What's that?
Fucking Blumhouse.
Oh yeah, Blumhouse did this trilogy. Yeah,
I totally forgot about that, because they've gotten such like a bad stigma like in the horror community, and some of the movies they put out in the last few years, I can see why.
Well, it's not that Blumhouse movies are so bad. It's just that they're so blah. They're so phoned in.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing special. We're just gonna get this out as quick as possible. It's not gonna be the worst movie you ever seen. It's not gonna be the best movie you ever seen. It's just gonna be a house will burn down. This will happen, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah, I just totally forgot that they were involved in this at all.
Yeah. I mean, on top of my head, these might be the best Blumhouse movies. I don't know. I mean, top of my head, I can't think of any else.
See, I'm not one of those like anti-Blumhouse people, because just so many people when they're like, oh, this movie's coming and trailer look good, and then they just see the Blumhouse logo and they're like, oh no, like, because
they know that they're just gonna phone it in and you're gonna go see it. We're all gonna go see it.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean?
I didn't really, until we started doing a show though, I didn't pay as much attention to like the production companies, because really, who cares? The best movie I saw all year was independent film. So, whatever.
Jared says Invisible Man. I have not seen that. I will check it out. And Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2 are the best they have off the top of JP's head.
See, right away though, you just mentioned Blumhouse and people are already dropping stuff. It's a very not divisive, but everyone has an opinion. Let's put it that way.
Speaking of JP though, did you see A Killer's Confession got a top 10 single out, number 8? Yeah, Voices with Aaron Nordstrom from another band that Gemini Syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's not my favorite song on the album. I like Filth right now, but
Rick likes
nevertheless,
the deep cuts.
yeah, the deep cuts. Oh, it was a single too.
He likes the deep cuts on his records and in his movies.
Yes.
The deep cut. This is a good series, and especially these movies for deep cuts.
So did you like this film when you first watched it? When did you see it? You went to the theater, obviously, right?
I did not see this in the theater,
Oh,
but I saw it basically right as soon as it was streaming.
all right.
Watched it at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was during a phase where it wasn't like out of horror movies, but it was a phase where I have to see every single one day one in the theater like now.
What was the last one before this? What was it?
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Was that the last one? Okay,
that was the last one.
That's the last one. That's probably why you didn't rush out to the theater to see this one.
Yeah, I saw Rob Zombie's Halloween 1.
I like that one better than the first Rob Zombie movie.
I do.
But it still was
the first Rob Zombie Halloween I saw in the theater opening day. I told that story last week.
Yeah, and that movie we gave a giant fat F to.
Yeah, it sucked.
And that movie we did not like.
Yeah. So I didn't see this one at first. I saw it a little later. Maybe, I don't know, how long does it take for these things to hit streaming? 4 or 5 months now?
Or less, especially with these movies. They were
less now for sure. Like 6 years ago, though, it was like a few months. Now it's like the day after it's out of the theater, it's on fucking Hulu or Amazon Prime or something.
Jared Haggerty, Halloween 365. He says, look at these gorgeous men. That's because we got the upgrade. We were forced to get the upgrade to the 1080p high definition on this gimmick here. So they decided that they're going to give us that whether we want it or not and double our price. So
yeah, our rates went up. So, but we're never going to sell out and do product placement. But pay the bills around here.
I wish that wasn't a joke. So yeah, we're looking into opening a store on the Facebook page so we could sell some T-shirts and some stickers and Ryan's masks and maybe make up some of the money that StreamYard is raping us for.
And for the right price, a positive COVID test so you can lie at work.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Out of work. Oh yeah.
I saved that from last month.
Jared said he's also looking at different options in StreamYard because theirs went up too. I'm technologically stupid, and this is pretty easy. So there's that. So I'm hoping I can find something almost as easy, so I don't have to learn. Well, I haven't even learned this.
So did you see this one in the theater?
I'm fairly certain I did.
Yeah,
I think I did.
What was your initial thoughts on it?
Well, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was, especially, the first watch, it's one of the better ones there is.
I liked it. Watching it on my first watch, I definitely did. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
On my rewatch, though, the other day, I liked it less.
Right on.
It's still,
it's one of the better ones, I think. But there were some things that, all right. So we might as well just get into it. What didn't you like about it? You got a top 5, a top 3? What do you got to this?
I do. When we're doing multiple movies, I only do 3.
Okay. So since we got 2 more to get into, and there's much more to talk about in the other ones, go ahead with your bottom 3. What didn't you like about this movie?
My bottom 3 least favorite things about Halloween 2018. Number 3 would be the ending / trap / that scene because it didn't make sense.
It was just too fantastical and
not even that. It's
much. Okay.
Hear me out. And maybe I'm thinking too deep into this. Like, boom, she reveals it. That's not a shelter. It's a trap. Like, all along it was built. She built that to trap him in there and kill him, right?
Yeah.
Why she got 5 years of canned goods down there as a survival shelter then if it's supposed to be a fucking trap?
Just reusing the space, double space. Because when she finally burns the thing down, it doesn't matter what's down there. I don't think that's a big plot hole.
I guess. I'm not saying it's a plot hole. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I would still use it to store stuff. You know,
That
wait, Michael, I got all this square footage.
and again though, it still sucks as an ending period because you set the place on fire with him locked behind a few like pillars that he could break out of easily. Look at his character. He takes people's fucking heads off with his bare hands, you know. Just
But not in part one. Now this is part one, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And he's 40 years older.
Sure, but still, it's just the ending to Halloween H2O was the perfect ending to a Halloween movie.
Of any Halloween movie.
This is it just, even if you meant this to be a trilogy, it's a flat ending to me.
And they did not, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Originally, this was supposed to be one and done.
Yeah. Then I really, really, really don't like it.
All right,
I like it less.
I know a 2 or 1. I know one of them. Let's see. We already talked about one of them.
I don't know.
No?
I don't think so.
All right. Sartain didn't make your top 3 worst things.
Huh?
Sartain did not make your top 3. Okay.
No.
He's my number 1 worst thing.
No, he's not even my least favorite actor in this movie. Which we're going to save that for number 1. But my number 2 least favorite thing about this was the opening pre-credit sequence. I hated it.
Opening pre-credit sequence
where comes and he taunts him with the mask over the thing, and just it's shot weird. The lighting's weird. Everything's just weird. It's off kilter. It feels like excuse me.
Pre-credit sequence was this the nut house where he sees Michael?
Yeah, where he's behind the white line or the yellow line or whatever.
Yeah.
Hated it. It felt like a bad. It felt like a bad episode of Black Mirror, a cold open for a TV show. It didn't feel like a movie. I didn't like the way it was shot. Didn't like the actors in it. It just, all those other like inmates there just didn't add to it.
That
it just
part was weird. Where they just yelling and crazy. Right on.
You know, if it's supposed to make you feel like disoriented, then good job. But why? Because No, I didn't like it at all. It actually set a really poor tone. And it took a while after the credits ended and the actual movie started for me to even get into the mood because it was just so off-putting and didn't mix in with the rest.
Right on. All right.
And my number 1 least favorite thing about Halloween 2018, and I hate to say this because this person, I've seen them in so many movies and I like them as an actress.
Oh, okay.
I actually find this person physically attractive too, and I think she's a good actress in other movies. I fucking hate Judy Greer in this movie.
You hate her not the way they want you to hate her.
Yeah.
Okay, because she was a antagonist to an extent, and you did kind of like think she's a total fucking bitch.
I just don't think she fits at all. I think she's a good actress. I think she's cute.
Yeah.
I think she has talent. She's been around a long time. This wasn't the role for her.
Okay.
I think it's a complete miscast.
You did like about Halloween 2018.
Oh, my top 3 favorite things. Okay. Number 3 would be the look/tone of Michael and James Jude Courtney's performance.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah,
he's an older gentleman himself. I believe he was in his 60s, and to get an actual guy in their 60s to play a guy in his 60s was kind of a good take.
Yeah, loved the mask.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're back to good masks again.
Well, Chris Nelson, to be that close with Sean Clark, he has to be a giant Halloween nerd himself.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that was very important to him.
Yeah, the mask looked good. I liked the way he moved. He seemed more like the old Michael of 78, which is what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Then, even though I loved the look of Michael in part 6, he was more just like a killing machine in that one.
Mm-hmm.
This was more like vintage Michael, and I was all for it for this kind of movie where it's a long.
I'm sure Dick Castle on set helped with that too.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that really. Yeah. So, but yeah, I really liked the way that Michael not only looked but was performed as in this movie. Liked it a lot.
Right.
My number 2 favorite thing about this is Carpenter's score. Love it.
Cool.
It's glad to have him back.
Not number 1.
His son, His son worked on it with him, as did a guy named Daniel A. Davies, who did a lot of instrumentation more than writing the score. But he was still a big part of it. The three of them collaborated on it. But, at the end of the day, it's still based on the original 78 score.
I went to I went to iTunes to get the 78 score to listen to while we were on our way to a haunted house, and it wasn't there, but this was, so we listened to that, and I liked it.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's one of the better ones.
Similar feel to the first one.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Still might not even be the best one in this trilogy, though.
Okay.
Maybe not. And my number one favorite thing about this movie is Will Patton. He's absolutely phenomenal.
He's great. He is good.
Phenomenal. He's one of the best character actors of our time, and he just doesn't get enough credit. And he was, opposite of Judy Greer, he was perfect as Hawkins. Perfect.
So in these films, these three films, all three of them, David Gordon Green, he goes back to old things that have happened throughout the series so many times. Were you a fan of that or not?
Let's save that.
Let's save that? Okay, we'll come back to that. So
because the next movie, that's going to be a lot more important.
Okay, no problem. So we have to grade this, and then we'll move on to kills.
Yes.
And we're doing this a little faster, guys, because there's three of them. Mm-hmm. But what do you grade Halloween 2018?
I like it. I like it less than I did upon initial watch. The things I don't like about it, I really don't like about it, though. So I can't go above a C-, and that's what it is.
C-. I'm going to go with a B-.
Wow. Okay.
B-. And I think if Sartain, that whole thing wasn't so Rob Zombie-esque, it's horrible, it would be a B or maybe even a B+. But that was enough to bring it down. Oh,
I think if the ending made more logical sense and the Karen character was better cast and not Judy Greer, I'd like it a lot more.
Michaela says it's a D.
Yeah, I'm closer to her. So
yeah, you are. But you usually are. You guys are into similar things when it comes to the horror. So Halloween Kills came out, what was it, 2 years later or 1 year later?
2021. It
was 2021?
Yeah.
3 years later almost. Okay.
Remember the day this came out, I was actually custom making a part 3 Jason mask for a client in the backyard. And he walked up and he came up to buy it. It was going to drop on, it was either, I think it was Peacock actually that night. It was going to drop. And we were talking about watching it. And he came back there and he's like, woo, it smells back here. Because I had just clear coated 4 masks. It just smelled like poisoned bananas because that's what clear coat smells like. So, yeah, I actually remember the night this came out.
Okay, cool. Well, with each one of these movies, they came out 40 years after one. This came out 40 years after 2. And the other one, the ends, came out 40 years after 3.
And just like the original Halloween 3, the third one of these has way less to do with the first 2.
It's absolutely, which was probably by design. What's up, Lorena? How you doing? All right, so Halloween Kills 2020. Is that what? 21? Okay. All right. So in this one, we'll skip over everybody that was in the first one.
Sure.
And we have Aaron Armstrong playing the Shape in the 1978 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The retcon scenes.
Right, because it wouldn't have made sense to have James Jude Courtney do it.
And he was James Jude Courtney, of course, returned for
the modern day. Yes.
Yeah, the modern day Michael.
Which it totally makes sense for him to do that.
Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle.
Yep.
He was in Weird Science, the vacation movie. The first vacation movie is Rusty. Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. The youngest SNL star cast member ever. I didn't even know he was on SNL.
For one season, I think for one season.
One season, and he had to leave because he had to go to rehab.
Uh-huh.
Him and Robert Downey Jr. were really close friends. He's Robert Downey Jr.'s son's godfather. Mm-hmm. And I think they did lots and lots of drugs together.
Well, yeah.
But he was actually scared of the roller coaster, and I put this just because of your newfound love of roller coasters.
Yeah.
He was scared of the roller coaster in Vacation. That was not acting. He was in 61, which in my opinion is top 3 baseball movies of all time.
It's up there, man, but people trash it because it was a straight to cable and not a theatrical movie.
Billy Crystal, come on, man. Like his love for baseball, it just really shows there. It's amazing.
Billy Crystal is a piece of human garbage and complete piece of shit who I would smack if I ever met. But
wow, I didn't know that. We'll have to
absolutely loves baseball. You're right about that. Yeah. Did a good job making that movie.
Well, in there he was Whitey Ford, who was actually left-handed, and he didn't want to learn how to pitch left-handed. So what he did was they put his jersey reversed, and then filmed him throwing right-handed, and then that way they could flip it later to the left-handed.
So not a method actor, as Anthony Michael Hall, you're saying?
No. And he was also the owner of the animation studio in Freddy Got
Fingered.
A movie that came up like a week or two ago, right? Did they come up recently? Love Freddy Got Fingered. DCS did best comedies, man. It didn't come up in nobody's list. I couldn't believe
his name was Dave Davidson.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Are you Dave Davidson? I'm a woman. Did I ask if he was a woman? No, I asked if he was Dave Davidson. Tom Green, modern day comedic genius.
Get out of here.
Right. So Robert Longstreet, who I'm just mentioning, not because he was really good in the movie or crazy, he was in anything else, but he was a character from 78. He was Lonnie. And Charles Cyphers came back as Brackett. I did not realize that was the real Brackett.
That's the OG.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was his character. I did not realize it was really Charles Cyphers, which that was cool. He just recently passed.
We had another person. Go ahead.
Big John and Little John.
Oh, yeah.
I got them in the order that they were listed. But Big John and Little John, I really like these guys. Scott MacArthur, who was in Righteous Gemstones. Of course, because what's his name? Danny McBride is involved in this, so he's going to bring in people, from his thing. And Michael McDonald,
who I know very well.
Yeah. Do
Mad
you know
TV, baby?
Mad TV, of course.
Stuart, I want to do it. That's him.
Oh, Kevin Ellis says it wasn't for Resurrection. He would put Kills dead last. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I don't hate it. But it's probably dead last in this trilogy, which that's gonna piss some people off. But Rebecca said she met them. Her uncle was on one of their shows. And I mean, I imagine she's talking about Michael McDonald. So, but Michael McDonald has two really cool facts about him. He is the only person ever killed on film by both Michael Myers and Mike Myers in the Austin Powers movie.
Hell yeah.
So he's got that to hang his hat on. And he also ran track, which is ironic, with Patrick Warburton, who's Joe Swinson from Family Guy, and he can't run track because he can't walk.
He got no legs, yeah.
His legs do not work. He has legs, they're just useless.
Yeah, they don't work. Yeah. They were about as useful as
we're not talking about that Little John.
No.
Little John was the name of the character in this movie. Okay.
Right. No, Patrick Warburton's legs work as Joe in Family Guy. They were about as useful as Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie.
Well, just like in Halloween 2, the 1981 version, she was laid up in the hospital, so it has some similarities to Halloween 2, and just kind of off the movie. So back to the cast. Kyle Richards.
Yeah, housewife.
Well, she was also Lindsay in 1978.
No shit. I'm the one that told you she was a housewife in 1978.
Well, a housewife?
Yeah.
No, Lindsay, she was the little girl in 78.
No shit. And she's one of the real housewife people on that TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Okay. I thought you were saying she was a housewife in the movie in 1978. Oh. Okay, I got it. I remember that. Okay, yeah, cool.
She married some guy that's worth like...
And that's why she hasn't acted since.
$10 billion fucking dollars.
Okay, that makes sense. because she's really good, and she doesn't have any other standout credits besides 78.
Yeah.
And one more thing about Mike McDonald, because for some reason it's under Kylie Richards' thing on here, is he was in the Groundlings.
Yes.
You know, with the same comedy troupe that Elvira and Pee Wee Herman were in. And the
Chicago
guy
people
from The Simpsons and Saturday Night Live, his wife killed him. Wasn't he in
Oh,
that?
Phil Hartman.
Yeah. I think Phil Hartman was in that too.
Groundlings, a lot of Chicago people involved in that.
Is that where it's based?
I think so.
Yeah.
That would make sense because, like, a lot of Canadians and Chicagoans.
And both Canadians and Chicagoans have other things like the Groundlings.
Yeah.
Nancy Stevens came back as Marion and looked almost the same as she did in the last movie that she was in.
Yeah.
Which was what was she in? She was in H2O.
H2O, yeah. She breaks into her house.
She's been in 4 of these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he broke into her house and then killed the poor kid from Third Rock from the Sun.
Right. So we're done with that. I can throw that over there. That looks like a good spot for that. So that is the cast of Halloween Kills.
Yes.
All righty then. And then we have a very short list of cast members from Halloween Ends.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
I have fun facts for Halloween Kills, though. I have age. I didn't have anything for 18. There wasn't really much.
No.
But this movie was made with a $20 million budget, so they doubled their budget. And here's what's really surprising, because as you said earlier, this movie was released the same day in theaters as it was on Peacock for free.
Yes.
Yet it still made $133 million in the theater.
And that's with people having to sit,
8 seats away from each other. Yeah. So they if you're at a 100-seat theater, they're only letting 20 people in.
It was something like that, yeah.
But it was also, if I remember right, it was like the only movie worth seeing that came out at that time.
It was.
So like you
a lot of
house.
We got to think, like, a lot of studios balked on putting stuff out, and they held it back because of COVID.
Yeah.
Especially like big blockbuster movies. They weren't going to release that shit during that. They were going to wait.
So in this movie, in the beginning of the movie, when the house is on fire from the previous movie, because every Blumhouse movie has to have a house on fire. So the actual firefighters are in the open. Thought that was pretty cool.
How many actual firefighters were killed in the making of this opening?
Quite a bit were killed. They weren't actually killed, but quite a bit were killed. And it bumped up his body count, which caused him to pass Jason for the lead in Kills.
Well, he's in a lot more movies, though, too.
He's in a lot more movies? He was in the same number of movies.
Well, no.
He's in one more movie because Jason wasn't in 2 more movies because Jason was
1 or 5. Your 2 favorite Friday the 13th movies that don't have Jason.
Yeah, well.
Or at least Jason doesn't get any kills in those movies.
Yeah, either one. Well, they count 2 of the kills. They count Roy's kills in Jason's kill count.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't, but they do. And they even count the dream sequence kills, which those people didn't even die, but they count that. What they don't count is the 10,000 people in the space station.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we went over all 3 films 40 years after the originals. Which
how many? Do you know how many kills he had in this movie?
In the 20s. I don't remember the exact number.
I thought it was more.
27?
It's a lot.
Michaela, Google how many kills were in Halloween Kills.
And like I knew it was a lot, like initially, but rewatching this, wow, it just seemed like even more.
Yeah, it's a lot. It goes on and on and on. Paul Rudd was actually offered to come back as Tommy.
Oh, really?
But he was busy doing Ghostbusters, which I'm glad he did because Ghostbusters was amazing and made him a lot more money. Yes. Because to pay him would have been insane.
Yeah. He seems like he would have done it for less, but his agent would have beat the shit out of him. Yeah, he just seems just like a nice guy,
Halloween Kills. So
how many kills were
in the bar scene, there's I think it's where the triplets are singing a song.
Yeah, right. Yeah, at the beginning of the bar scene.
That song is actually a cover by a band called the Coupe de Villes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the Coupe de Villes?
Sounds familiar.
That is a band consisting of John Carpenter,
Yeah, I know it then.
Tommy Lee Wallace, and Nick Castle.
Yeah.
How many? There's more than 11.
That's what it says.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah, there's 11 in the opening scene.
There is.
It's in the 20s. It's almost 30. It might even be 30. Somebody in the 30 kills. JP, thank you. I was going to say, somebody in the comments do a better job than my daughter did of researching that.
Look at what it says on Google. Safari right now.
All right, okay. So at 72 years old, Nick Castle is the oldest Michael Myers actor ever. He's in this movie briefly as Michael Myers breathing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. Toby Hooper's film The Funhouse is playing on TV somewhere.
Yeah, with Seymour Cassell on screen.
Okay. Doug Tate joined Tom Morga as being one of 2 actors to play Jason in a movie, as well as Michael Myers.
Mm.
Laurie and Michael share no scenes in this film, not one. It's the only one of her 8-9 movies she was in with Halloween movies, and they weren't in there. And then Michael McDonald, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are fun facts for Halloween Kills. And let's see, we're at 42 minutes, so we're going to dive into your... Go ahead. You wanted to say something.
And Laurie also never, in this movie, never shared the screen with anything interesting.
So I'm going to guess that she's on your bottom 3 list in this, which is crazy if she made it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
My number 3 least favorite thing about Halloween Kills is Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode's character altogether. And I said it right here. She's as useless as a cock-flavored lollipop. Why? The scenes without her were more interesting across the board throughout this whole movie than the scenes with her.
I can't argue that.
That she had a nice little moment with Will Patton in the hospital where it was just the 2 of them. That was cool.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, but other than that, man, she's not even like... She doesn't even move the plot along.
No, not
there's
no,
just, there's so much action going on, and she's not part of any of it.
And this is the most action-filled Halloween movie to date.
By far.
Yeah. And that's what I do like about this movie. A lot of people don't like this movie, but I think that if you want to watch a mindless slasher, and who doesn't love one of those, it's not bad.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on that.
If you're looking at a deeper Halloween movie, this isn't it.
Yeah.
So number 2.
My number 2 least favorite thing about this is it's 3 words.
Is it Evil Dies Tonight?
Yeah.
29 times.
Yeah, there were that was said more than people killed in this movie, just over and over and over and over and over. It just became
way
like
too gimmicky, man. Come on.
the biggest cliche like ever. Like
one time when Anthony Michael Hall says it for the first time, and that should have been it.
That was cool. And then just over and over and over, and they're chanting it. And
no, oh god, yes, horrible,
terrible. And my number 1 least favorite thing about this, surprise, it's the absolute worst thing about this, and it was the absolute worst thing about the first one is Judy Greer. She just is no good in this movie. She's so miscast in this, and it's terrible because I do like her. You know, I have to reiterate that again, but she just does not fucking fit.
Well, you got to see her die, so that's cool.
Yeah, mousy little Judy Greer. And then the gotcha again. That was okay in the first one, but then she does it again, and then
she does. I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, and this is like, I'm gonna add on real quick. Another thing I really did not like about this, I'm gonna add on. Didn't make the top 3, but I don't like. They're like, "Don't worry, Karen, we got this." And there's all these people, and they have all this shit, and they're beating the shit out of him. And why don't they just chop his fucking head off? There's 50 of them and one of him. What can he do? Nothing.
You sound like in Austin Powers with the kid, his son.
Yeah.
Why do you
Got
gotta
evil.
go through all of this and give him a chance to escape, come back later, explain your whole plan to him?
Well, Seth Green, you know.
Yeah, Seth Green.
I watched The Italian Job last night. He's in that. The remake. He's in that.
Yeah, so in this one, speaking of like the way you were describing like what she said and everything, like there's a lot of beating you over the head with stuff in this one.
Yeah.
Like the tributes.
Yeah.
So many of them. We're still gonna hold off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got to do my top 3 favorite things.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
My number 3 favorite thing, and it's not just the actress, just the performance, but a particular scene, is Kyle Richards back as Lindsay, and that whole scene with her and Michael and him trying to find her. I felt genuine tension there because that's the kind of character where it could go either way. He could kill her, she could get away, and it's believable both ways. Whereas a lot of these Shield characters, they're done. And if it's like Lori, she's going to live because there's another movie. But with her, that's the exact character in the middle of the movie. You don't know which way it's going to go.
Right on.
And I really like that. And I thought she was very good for somebody that doesn't professionally act. She's in front of cameras a lot, and it's a reality show, but a lot of that's scripted drama. So she still has chops. It's not like she hasn't had to perform in front of cameras. In fact, she's probably been in front of cameras more than anyone else in this movie because of the reality shows.
It's in 78, but
yeah. So, because those reality shows, they're filming you constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So she has probably more camera time than anyone else in this production. But I thought she did a really good job for the role she was given. I thought Anthony Michael Hall was good too, actually, as Tommy. I did.
I liked him.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that bar scene too at the very beginning. It was pretty cool. My number 2 favorite thing about this, again, is Carpenter's score. It's awesome. And I think it's better than the 2018 score by that much.
By that much. Okay.
Because there's a different tone and feel because we flash back and forward and back and forward. And you don't want the music to be exactly the same. And he did a good job of that. Because, of course, he did. He's John Carpenter.
That's what he does. It's kind of his thing.
And my number 1 favorite thing about Halloween Kills, and this thing alone bumps it up a letter grade because it's so good to me. So good to me. The total opposite of the first one. The opening sequence flashback was fucking fantastic. I loved it.
So, since this bumps it up a letter grade, what letter grade does it bump it up to?
This movie makes no sense. It's just a filler in the middle, but it's fun. That sequence is so good, and I like the backtracking. This is a C+. I like it better than 2018.
I'm there with you. C+.
Really? Nice.
C+, exactly. It's fun. I have no problems with it, really, except for the stupid, like, beating you over the head shit that happens a lot. So, but it's not bad, man. It's not bad. This is crazy. Paul Rudd is only 1 year younger than Anthony Michael Hall. That is a crazy fact.
And he looks 20 years younger than him.
At least, yeah. Right on. All right, so that was Halloween Kills, which got a 5.0 on IMDb. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Underrated, and the first one's overrated on there.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's Halloween Ends. 5.5 for Kills.
Okay, okay, I can see that, I guess.
Halloween Ends with a 5.0 on IMDb, as I just previously stated.
2022.
2022. $64 million budget, which is one of the highest the highest budget.
Wow.
What cost $44 million more than than the last one, I don't know. They made $104 million.
I think
very impressive.
I think they were skimming off the top of that budget.
Yeah. So where's my cast list? So we added to this movie, we added Rowan Campbell as Corey Cunningham, based on Artie from Christine. So we're still doing the tributes. Michael O'Leary, Dr. Mathis, and I only put him because I wanted to talk about the creepy doctor guy, so. And even though we talked about him twice, I'm going to put Nick Castle in here again because he plays a different character in this one.
That's right.
He is the flasher at the party. So Halloween ends. I love the open. What happened in the open? Why did I love the open? I don't remember. What was so impressive about the open that I felt the need to love the open? I do know that it had the blue. Oh yeah, the whole setup with with Corey. Yeah, the open of the movie where they show Corey doing the babysitting gig and all of that. Yeah, that was great. That was fantastic. They were watching The Thing, which was again another tribute to Halloween '78 because in '78 they watched the original Thing. Thing from what's it called? Thing from Outer Space, the Thing from Another World, Thing from Another World. I liked the blue font in the open because this movie had so many similarities to Friday 5.
The blue,
and it was Roy's blue, Carolina blue. But that's not the reason they used blue. I guess in Halloween 3, they had blue intro like that. And I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all. And I just watched that fucking movie.
I know, me too. And so I just watched it on Halloween.
I think
I don't remember it being blue.
I think they're full of shit, and they're it's just total Roy Burns worship. I don't care what they say.
That's what I'm going with. Fuck it.
I think they're.
And yeah, the kid falling, that scene. Yeah, I mean that whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. So the whole beginning setup of this movie was. One thing that happened with this movie is before I seen it like opening night in the drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow it still got spoiled that there was an imposter Michael. I'm flipping through Facebook and they go, Halloween ends and it shows a picture of Roy Burns.
Yeah, I saw that too. God
damn it. Because, I mean, that's all guys like us would need to see to know the plot of the movie.
Right. We know somebody's going to be a faker.
Yeah.
Right?
So that pissed me off.
Especially, guys like you and I in particular. Oh, no, we don't know about Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
So,
what's the name of this show again?
Right. So I wonder because I do like this movie. Not a lot of people do, but I do like this movie.
Well, that makes
one of us. Yes. I wonder if I didn't get tipped off and be expecting the imposter, would it have upset me that I went 38 minutes until I see Michael Myers in this movie? I wonder if it would have upset me. But since I knew going in that there was going to be something like that. Kevin Ellis likes it too. I'm not alone. That's probably going to be the only support we have there, Kevin. But I really like what'd you think about the beginning, the setup? What did you like? Did you like that? You didn't like that?
It's fine, but like I can't really look at it without looking at the movie as a whole now.
Yeah.
I just don't like this movie, man.
All right. Yeah, well, there's a couple things I didn't like about it. Here's one thing I didn't like. Most people deserve to die in this movie. Most of the people that got killed, you wanted to see die.
Most people in all slasher movies probably deserve to die.
When Michael does appear, at that point, it kind of seems like he passes this mythical evil that's in him to Corey. So that kind of sort of explains it. It doesn't really explain it, but that's just what I'm going with. Laurie was all for Corey throughout the movie until right about then, and she sees the eyes like Michael. Allison doesn't seem to give a damn about anything that he's done or will do. She's just along for the ride, which was kind of crazy. The blowtorch in the mouth kill. Did that remind you of Roy with the flare?
Oh, just a little.
Okay, see? Yeah, the blue is definitely a Roy thing. It's not a Halloween 3 thing.
They're full of shit.
And I think that that Michael and Laurie should have killed each other. Yeah. I think Laurie should have died.
Now that she's not his sister in this iteration,
Yeah.
I can go with that. If it was like H2O where she still is, yeah, that ending was perfect. And again, that ending was so good that there's nothing.
We shouldn't even be talking about these last 5 films.
There's nothing else they can do that's ever going to top that as an end, not only to a movie, but the fucking franchise. It's a mic drop. It's perfect.
It is.
They're never, they fucked that up so bad.
They can never get better. They can never even get close. There was just no reason to keep it going, man. That should have been the last. That's like Jordan coming back and playing for the Bullets or the Wizards or whatever they were called.
Well, like you said, there wasn't a good reason. According to 2018, there were 250 million good reasons to bring him back one more time.
Okay, JP's got to go get ready for the live chat on our episode. It's the remake episode tonight. Tell Ryan I enjoy ends. And I am on this episode of Cine Nerds, so after this, switch over there to watch Cine Nerds with JP and talk about remake episodes. And also after this, Charles Sherrod is going to be on the dive with Bloodsport. And I'm going to try to get over there.
Oh, that's a classic.
On the TV, and I'm going to have Cine Nerds on the laptop and do both of these gimmicks. Because he let me see if I can find it. Start with your 3 bottom things. Why not?
I'm just doing 1 and 1 on this one.
Oh, 1 and 1. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna get my favorite thing about this first.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually like some of the humor, the dark humor in this.
Cool.
There were some funny elements to this that I genuinely got a good laugh out of, whereas that tone really wasn't there in the first 2. But this movie did feel so different than the first 2 in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the actors were the same, but other than that, it really didn't feel like a continuation of the 2. It felt like kind of like its own thing. But some of the dark humor, I dug it. That's one thing I did like. And my least favorite thing, of course, is it's just a giant fucking ripoff of Friday the 13th Part 5. I mean, it's the cliche thing to answer, but it's true.
I think my least favorite thing was I kind of liked, the getting away from Michael thing, but man, that whole scene where he takes the mask from Michael. I know Michael's a 67-year-old man. I know he's been through hell, but you don't put him in that light. If he got the mask a different way and wanted to do his thing, and then Michael comes back, imagine he just got the mask. So Michael's not even in it until the end, where he comes, kills Corey, takes the mask back, and then you get the showdown with Laurie. So much better.
That would be so much better.
And since that didn't happen, this movie gets a C for me. If that did happen, it'd get a B. What do you give this movie?
It's an F.
It's an F?
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's at least the best F. The best F in this series. Or you're going to leave us hanging on that until the ranking episode. You should leave it. So we'll have something to talk about then.
Well, there's 3 Fs I've given in this franchise. So
I've also given 3 Fs. I think the same 3. Actually, I gave one like an F minus.
Oh no, I gave 4 Fs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's Fs.
Yeah. Well, one of my Fs is also an NA, but that depends.
Right on. Okay, so we got it done. We did 3 movies in an hour.
We did the thing.
One movie in an hour.
Yeah. Well, other than the middle one of these, I really don't have too much to talk about on the first or the last one.
Yeah.
But I do like Halloween Kills. Shoot, sue me.
That's my least favorite of the 3.
It's my favorite of the 3.
I know. I like it though. I don't know. I like all 3 of them. I think it was
the things I like about
that. Did a fantastic job with these.
I think the opening 15 minutes to Halloween Kills are better than anything in this whole trilogy.
So you never answered though. How did you feel about the constant going back, referencing all these other Halloween movies, the little Easter eggs? I love Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of them, and it showed that David Gordon Green respected the source material, which I can appreciate. But I think he just went too much with it.
Think he did it too often?
Yeah, I think he did it too often.
He did it the most in Kills, and that's my favorite one. So I guess I really didn't dislike it that much. If you look at it that way,
it wasn't a deal breaker for me, but I mean, it just like seemed like every second there was, you know, the scene where she's looking out at Laurie. You know, it's the scene where Laurie was looking out at him. They even made her hair like Laurie's hair from part 1, and
Steve,
then there's things I really like too, like the bringing back the H3 masks. Sweet.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that was cool. The little Easter eggs like that. It's fan service stuff, but it doesn't hurt the story or anything.
I don't think anything really hurt
and
it.
even the flashback they did, you know, at the beginning of Kills to 78, it doesn't really change the things that already happened in the previous movies either. It just explains things.
Yeah,
but it doesn't hit you over the head with it. It makes sense.
No, that stuff wasn't even really what I was talking about. I was just talking about like little Easter eggs.
Oh,
that kind of needed to be there.
Oh yeah, that's,
you know, like
that stuff doesn't bother me at all.
I did love the thing about him being her brother. You know, that didn't happen. Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't mind them taking out, but again, I'm also one of the people, and I know I'm in the minority. It doesn't really bother me that much that they did go that route in the original movies.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me.
So, right on.
Now, if they didn't go that route, would you like Halloween 2, 1981 more?
No, I don't think so. I just didn't like that movie.
See, then that doesn't matter.
The rewatching it, I just didn't like it that much. I don't know. It seemed like what it was. Rushed.
Oh.
I didn't care about this movie. I just need to get through it. It's not going to be number 13 though. Not going to be 12. Not going to be 11. You know, even for a guy that didn't like it, there's a lot worse in this franchise. And I think that's what we discovered in this journey that's completed as of tonight. I think we discovered that there's a lot of bad Halloween.
I don't know exactly where that one's going to end on my ranking, but I'm going to wait until I have Ethan as backup before I get into it with you about it.
He loves it.
I know.
So now we're over an hour. We got to get the fuck out of here. You guys, anything you want to add?
No, man, just it's cool to be back live on Thursdays again, and you know, that's going to be back to the schedule like it used to be, which is cool.
Right on.
Till Halloween weekends next year.
Right, and we still might pop in at random for shows during the week, but we're going to have the 7:00 Thursday show unless we're preempted by something crazy.
Yeah.
But on that note, we are going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to watch The Dive and Cine Nerds. I suggest you guys do the same. And
oh shit, there goes the neighborhood.
My little buddy helped me.
What can I do when I'm stuck